Congratulations to Roy.
And the record for James Toney, 47 wins, 2 losses to Roy Jones and Montel Griffin, back-to-back. 2 draws, 32 KOs. Former 2-time world champion. Only a year ago, he was regarded as one of the 2 or 3 best pound for pound in the sport.
Mateen told us that he was a basketball player, had a scholarship, but that he couldn't get any girls, and that he decided that the best way to get girls was to become a fighter. So he's a fighter.
Thousands of basketball players are insulted or perhaps confused. Tail of the tape between James Toney and Ernest M16 Mateen. Mateen a couple of years older, 3 inches taller. Weight 175. Well, that was at the weigh-in last night. You remember Toney's gargantuan 18-pound weight gain between weigh-in and fight against Roy Jones?
Ready?
He's done it again. He weighed 195 in that shot at 6:58, meaning he's gained, are you ready, 20 pounds since last night.
Well, he was wearing shoes and other paraphernalia, so I think he got close to the 17 or 18 pound gain, but that's just nuts. It's just a signal that he thinks that the way to get in shape is by fighting a lot, and that he still has no discipline when it comes to what he puts in his mouth.
Punch stat numbers, Larry.
And here's an indication of how busy these fighters are, how accurate these fighters are, and I don't know what, if anything, these numbers mean.
Well, try again.
What we found out here is Mateen does use the jab more. He's 6'3", has a reach advantage.
Harold, what do the rules mean?
James Toney and Ernest Mateen will fight tonight. 12 rounds. There is no standing egg count. No 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the last round. Jim.
All right, up to the man who came to dinner, Michael Buffer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated, along with your undisputed king of beers, Budweiser, present another world title bout. This contest is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Nevada officials at ringside will remain the same, along with the World Boxing Union. President John Robinson, WBU supervisor at ringside Don Hazelton. The 3 judges assigned, scoring the bout on a 10-point must system, are Don O'Neill, Doug Tucker, and Dwayne Ford. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee Mills Lane. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trimmed with white, and weighing in at 175 pounds. His professional record, 23 victories with only 4 defeats and 1 draw, 9 KOs to his credit. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger from Brooklyn, New York, Ernest M16 Mateen. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the gold trimmed with black, also weighing in at 175 pounds. Fighting out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, he brings an outstanding record of 47 victories, 32 by KO, against 2 defeats with 2 draws. He is a 3-time world champion, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the light heavyweight champion of the world, James Lights Out Toney.
All right, if he goes right here, I'm not going to call it low, okay? We've already gone through the instructions. I want a tough, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Any question from the challenger? The champion. No. Let's get it on.
I don't know what cockamamie organization calls James Toney the light heavyweight champion, but I, for one, and I could probably name a few hundred or 1,000 or 1,000,000 others, don't recognize him as any kind of a champion right now.
Now, this is one of those manufactured titles that came out of a Cracker Jack box, but then again, why should it be any different than, oh well. Ernest Mateen in the red trunks, James Toney in the gold. In in the ring. George Foreman, what are you looking for from James Toney?
Well, with Ernest, he's showing you right now he's taking his body out of the fight. He's not going to commit one foot or the other. Everything is about, I'm getting out of the way. Now, how do you fight a guy like that, Toney? You just stay busy and get a decision. Forget about the knockout. You only make yourself look bad. I'm missing this guy. Toney made the same mistake trying to knock out that great middleweight. You just can't throw one punch at a time, especially in the light heavyweight division.
Stop punching, okay? Let's go, come on. Work out, come on, work out, you guys, come on, work out.
And a final note on De La Hoya Hernandez. Richard Steele tells us that Hernandez's words were, "I've had enough. My face is all busted up. I don't want any more." Hard right hand over the top by James Toney. Ernest Mateen going backward in the first round. A career which has seen him go backward in the last couple of years. Crowd gets the picture and begins to respond in the appropriate fashion. Mateen's most effective blow, a rabbit punch in the clinch.
You know what? The referees are going to have to be a little more responsible for these behind the head punches. You're going to have to, if it takes disqualifying a few guys for it, that's the only way.
Ernest Mateen brings a lot of emotion into this. He says Toney hurt his feelings.
Get online, kid.
That's right.
God, this is ugly already.
Well, Toney in the middleweights, he was able to do this with the smaller guys and eventually wear them out and get on with a good jab. But in this big light heavyweight division, these guys can lay on you all night.
Come on, work out. Hey.
James Toney trying to stick to his business against an awkward and apparently overmatched Ernest Mateen as they come to the end of round one.
Second rabbit punch.
Come on.
It's his best weapon.
Hey, you talk to him now.
All right, Digby, this is how we got to do this here. Pump a few of them strong, tough jabs. Boom, boom. You see he's going down all the time. Bring him underneath. Everything underneath with your chin down. He's a wild swinger. Chin down, dip, bend your legs, underneath. That's all you got to do. Ain't no problem. But I need the jab. That's going to set him up. All right? Keep that jab going. That's all right. Well, show him that he ain't there. Just pump the jab. Do what you want to do with it. I got to have the jab. Stop walking in.
No. You can do this thing. Believe in this. Believe me, you can do it. You gotta get your jab, straight right hand, out of there. Jab, straight right hand, out of there.
Toney is trying to deliver those shots that his corner told him to do, but he's too far away. He's first got to get a little closer. Takes inch by inch as the round going, get a little closer.
How's he going to move when his shorts go farther down, George?
I think the ref should help him out.
He's going to have limited mobility here in a moment. I haven't seen this since Roger Mayweather against Pernell Whitaker in Norfolk, Virginia back in 1986.
I think the first thing he's got to do is get a new haberdasher.
Well, he's got a new manager, a new trainer. Stiff uppercut in there by Toney as Mateen leans in against him again.
Step back, come on, step back.
Good right hand. Looked like he's been waiting all night to deliver that right hand on Toney, and it hurt.
Toney looked at him as if to say, I thought you were a sparring partner. Mateen got everything behind that roundhouse right.
He's giving new meaning, however, to the term lean machine. He's just leaning on it.
And a lot of rapid punching. The referee should really be in a position to disqualify this guy if he keeps hitting Toney behind the head.
Yeah.
I know this is the only way that you cannot condition your body to take those shots.
Right now, Mills Lane is thinking, why couldn't they have given me Butterbean's
Come up
fight?
here. Come up here. 3 times. Come up here. Now look. I'm not going to tell you again. When I tell you to stop punching, okay? So listen. Let's go. Time on. Come on.
He's got to show him something. You can't tell him he take points instantly.
All right, let him go. Come on.
That overhand right goes like a sweeping, like a broom, and he's catching Toney.
Toney landed a counter left inside. Mateen goes down to his knee. He was getting ready to try to throw a punch, but if you go down to your knee to throw one, you're knocked down.
I think there was a punch about 30 seconds ago that hurt him, and he just decided to go down now.
And avoid the rush.
A very weird knockdown, I must say. I've seen delayed knockdowns, but not any that long.
1 point off here. 1 point off here. Now let's go. Come on.
Now,
Lane taking a point away from Mateen, and George Foreman rises with a standing ovation.
Yeah, because you got to warn these guys. You hit behind the head constantly over and over, you're going to damage this guy permanently.
He landed one of those right hands while holding on to Toney.
Keep doing what you're doing. They're going to disqualify him anyway.
Listen, it all starts with a jab. It all starts with a jab. All right?
Let's take a look at that so-called knockdown and see what preceded it. That didn't land. Nothing landed. If that's a knockdown, I'm Shannon Faulkner.
I think he got him a little bit with that right hand. That left hook on top hurt him, and he hit him a little with that right hand, too.
And there was a stiff breeze blowing from one side of the ring to the other.
The same breeze that bothered
Look at me.
Oscar De La Hoya's back.
You're not paying attention.
It stiffened his back.
You're trying to load up with everything. Hand speed, turn him over. You're waiting to throw your jab. Come on, baby. You can do this, sir. You can do it.
Let's go. So what time it is?
Ernest Mateen has 2.5 years at the John Jay School in New York, a school for law enforcement. I think he's got to pursue that career because he isn't a fighter. Not at this level, certainly.
But he's landing some right hands as he flails away in there. And there's a straight left on Toney. And there's a danger here for James to get careless against a guy who appears overmatched, George.
Right, the guy's not putting anything into his shots. He's in reserve at all times, so he's always got one heavy shot laid and waiting back there.
There's a little head movement from Toney. That'll help.
You see, it was the sheriff who decided there wouldn't be any rapid punching, the markers of Queenberry. So here's the sheriff doing rapid punching.
The only danger for James Toney would be if he got jealous of Butterbean and tried to become as big as he is.
Well, that may not take so powerful a force as jealousy, Larry. That may be just about 3 good buffets away. Yeah, another rabbit punch. You're right, George.
Another rapid punch. I'm telling you, the referee, if this guy continues, this should disqualify him. I'd rather hear the crowd boo and one of these guys end up in a hospital.
A lot of people think that Mills Lane is one of the 2 or 3 best, if not the best referees in the sport, George.
You look at that hit behind the neck. This is the way we get brain damage in boxing.
I'm not sure what Lane can do short of disqualifying the guy.
Disqualify him.
He is holding and hitting behind the head.
And I'm telling you, there's no way for a fighter to protect himself from that kind of stuff. You can't even train your body for it.
Toney leans back and watches that right hand come over the top while Mateen wraps his left arm around it.
There's a rabbit punch again. See, what he's going to do is force James Toney to start doing the same thing.
Hard right hand by Mateen, and another one. In this round, Mateen has landed about 5 of those haymakers.
Wouldn't have, look at the rabbit punching. This could never have happened if he hadn't had the weakness of the rabbit punching.
No rhythm, no lyrics. No polish.
It may be grunge, but it's anything but Nirvana.
There's the rabbit punch.
Report from Genaro Hernandez's dressing room. State Athletic Commission doctor telling us that Hernandez's nose is, quote, severely broken. Well, there's a new position. Counter right inside by Toney. Mateen continually trying to wrap Toney's body up with his left arm and flail away with the right.
Good right hand by James Toney. Let me tell you, that left hook underneath hurt this guy bad.
Yep. Mateen lurched through the ropes and then lurched back into the ring.
No. Now Toney has this guy hurt. Can he finish him?
And James looks over at us and grins in frustration as if to say, what the heck am I supposed to do? And he's got a point. It's preposterous in there. There's the backhand hold with the rabbit punch, which would have been good enough for disqualification in the eyes of George Foreman.
Championship of the world, okay? All right, come on, let's go, come on.
Immediately, Mateen wraps his left arm around Toney and fires to the liver. And there's another one over the top. Harold.
1 point off.
There's another point deducted from Mateen. How close to a DQ are we getting here, Harold?
Jim, I've never seen a referee take more than 2 points. Once he's taken the 2 points, and Mills Lane has, the next time Ernest Mateen throws one of those rabbit punches, Mills Lane's going to throw him out. There's no question. I mean, Gerald McClellan was seriously hurt because he got hit with rabbit punches. It's very, very dangerous, just as George Foreman said, to get hit in the brainstem, and this guy's doing it constantly.
And Toney got head-butted there as Mateen pulled away from the ropes, so James kind of collected himself and considered the possibilities and then went back at it.
See, when a fight turns dirty, sometimes it's not all the time the choice of the fighters. It's the referee. They need to get in there and clean it up.
Knows.
And now the head of the Nevada State Athletic Commission,
It's all over.
Mr. Ratner,
Stop
is standing on the edge of the ring talking to the referee.
When you bend your knees to punch to the body, you don't like that leg.
I don't know if he's as offended by the rabbit punches as by the style of this fight.
We ain't got to do that.
I'm offended by both.
Bend your knees and punch to the body. That's all. That's all. I know. Just keep you cool. I got it, baby. Give it a jab. You see the jab is knocking him back all the time.
In the middle of all that muddle, Toney did land a very nice left hand. And I think if Mateen wasn't holding on so much, he might have collapsed onto the canvas.
Come over here. Mr. Mateen's corner. Come on,
There's been one knockdown in the bout. The team when Ernest Mateen put his knee on the canvas while trying to throw a punch. There's the second knockdown.
I mean, it was a good right, sneak right hand. You don't see this stuff like since Archie Moore.
6, 7.
Now Mateen wants to talk to somebody in the stands. Oh, that's James Toney's wife. So Mateen issues a barb at Toney's wife, and James, I think, knows that.
There's the rabbit punching again. Now Toney knows that he can drop this guy, but it wasn't a hard shot, it was a quick shot.
Lands a left hand. Hard to tell whether Mateen really has his balance, because he never really has his balance.
Good right hand again. Another good right hand by Toney.
He's trying to stick to his business among the most trying of conditions.
And the other guy's like a spider. Every time he hits him, he holds.
Maybe these fights have something to do with that big fat moon that's sitting out there above the bleachers.
Hey, let him go. Let him go. Come on.
Good right hand again. Toney is cashing in on those lead right hands.
Low blow by Mateen, and then a wild flailing left, partially blocked by Toney. James is now talking to Mateen in there. There's another low blow and a rabbit punch. And
this guy should be thrown out.
Let's DQ him. Oh, another point. This is the third point.
Next time you're gone. Next time you're gone. Hey, let's go. Come on.
Well, I'm not sure whether that deduction was for low blows or rabbit punches. It could have been for either.
Let's step back. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on.
Another good right hand by James Toney. He's doing it right.
Work out. Come on, work out.
The most important thing, James Toney is fighting fair under circumstances where a lot of fighters just wouldn't do it.
And trying to keep his own technique together as he goes against a guy who is simply a nightmare.
And he's holding.
Yeah, he's holding Toney's right arm with his left arm. Now he puts the glove up behind his head. Now he holds behind the head while he hits, and that's it. Mills Lane, quite to his credit, decides to disqualify Ernest Mateen.
The best thing I've ever seen in boxing.
In the black and red there at ringside.
The best thing I've ever seen in boxing.
James Toney's wife, Sarah. So you're applauding Mills Lane now.
It's the best thing I've seen in Nevada in a long time.
You must have been fearful it wasn't going to happen, George. James Toney coming to ringside to consult with George Foreman.
Well, he didn't try to retaliate with punching behind the back and hitting below the belt. That's what you call a champion.
So you're proud of him?
I'm very proud of him. This is what I like to see. And those punches behind the neck like that, this guy it'll take him 2 years to recover from that.
This was a dangerous night for James Toney, and he got through it.
We don't like to see that in boxing.
Gets himself another victory. And you're right, Larry. We hope Ernest Mateen goes back to the John Jay College of Criminal Justice in New York City.
Well, you know, Darrell Royal, the great football man from Oklahoma and Texas, once said that Old Ugly is better than old nothing, but I got to tell you, old nothing would have been better than this.
You know, only a Sooner like you, Larry, would have remembered that Royal was a Sooner before he was ever a Longhorn. Let's go up to Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of round number 5, referee Mills Lane calls a halt to the bout. He disqualifies Ernest Mateen, the winner and still light heavyweight champion, James Lights Out Toney.
Now that takes courage. When you see all the fighting fans paid here and you stop a fight, now that's what a referee needs, courage.
So new manager Stan Hoffman proffers the double kiss to James Toney's considerable cheeks, and Toney notches another victory to move his record to 48-2-2 with 33 KOs. Still one of the best records in the sport. George Foreman blowing kisses at Mills Lane. And the Nevada State Athletic Commission says that it will withhold Ernest Mateen's share of the purse here, pending an investigation of his tactics in the fight. Yes, they're going to hold his money, George. It's been quite a night, and with thank yous to my broadcast partners here at ringside, Harold and Larry and George, let's throw it back to James Brown. All yours, JB.
All right, Jim Lampley, and as you indicated mercifully, this one is over. James Toney